Having any kind of expectations in a relationship, even if it's just the bare minimum, can be enough to cause a dismissive avoidant to completely deactivate, shut down, and run away from a relationship. Even if those expectations are just as simple as, hey, I'd like daily communication. I'd like to see you once a week. Those expectations can seem insurmountable to the dismissive avoidant or a fearful avoidant that leans heavily dismissive. Go back to childhood. This is a person that was emotionally neglected by their parents or caretakers. They weren't given the love and the nurturing in the way that they needed. Their feelings were routinely dismissed, if not completely outright rejected and reprimanded. But in addition to that emotional neglect, this is a person that had high expectations put on them by their parents. They were not able to meet those expectations. They were routinely disappointing their parents. They only received love when they achieved something good. Now, fast forward to being an adult. This is a person with a specific set of fears due to this childhood. The fear that if they let anybody behind that wall that they built around their heart, that person's going to figure out that they are unlovable. They grew up to feel unlovable because they weren't given the love as a child. They learned to associate emotional closeness with abandonment because they learned if you rely on anybody for your emotional needs, this person is going to reject you, abandon you, and disappoint you. Now, they also fear expressing themselves. They learn to associate this with rejection because they got rejected when they expressed themselves. They couldn't meet their parents' or caretakers' expectations. So even the bare minimum now as an adult is terrifying to them. Even if you're just asking for a little bit of effort from them, a little bit of communication from them, it feels insurmountable. In their mind, it's inevitable that they're going to disappoint you. And they are terrified of the thought of disappointing somebody. So they feel like the only way to keep themselves safe is to push this person away, to create that emotional distance, to not allow that person behind that wall that they built around their heart. Because if they let that person in, this person is going to figure out that the avoidant is in fact unlovable. They're going to reject and they're going to abandon them. So quite often in a scenario when someone's in a relationship with a dismissive avoidant and they express their needs, they express their expectations, it's like a switch goes off in this person. They shut down, deactivate, they take their feelings for their partner, they suppress them, they bury them, they don't allow themselves to access their feelings, and they completely run from the problem and suppress their emotions. And they run away, create emotional distance, and they shut down and end the relationship. It's a very blindsiding, painful thing to experience because you feel like you are being reasonable and kind and expressing your needs and expectations in a thoughtful way, and it still results in this person completely running from the relationship and smashing your heart. This is a reflection of the avoidant, and their childhood attachment wounds is also a reflection of their insecurities, their fears, and their character. You didn't cause this. It is not selfish to have expectations in a relationship. And it's certainly a healthy thing to communicate those expectations to your partner. If this person can't handle that, that is on them. This is a person that needs to heal, that needs to learn to be able to function in a healthy relationship. That is not your fault. Don't blame yourself, because if you're blaming yourself for that, you're just pushing yourself into anxiety because you're trying to control the uncontrollable. It's not a fun thing to go through. It certainly is heartbreaking, and you didn't deserve it. But that said, they did do you a favor because now you're free to find somebody that is emotionally available, that actually does care about your expectations, that doesn't let fear dictate their relationship.